We keep hearing about these leaks.
According to a report from the Senate Homeland Security Committee, during the first 126 days of the Trump administration, there were confirmed 125 leaks. And earlier tonight, I spoke with the White House Communications Director, Anthony Scaramucci.
I know I'm in a cesspool called Washington, or a swamp called Washington, so it'll be virtually impossible to get rid of every leak. Now, you and I both know that there are political holdovers from the Obama administration that want to put a hurt on the Trump administration, so we have to sort of move quickly there as well. And we're going to let the people go if we have to. Unfortunately, we let somebody go yesterday.
But I have really good news for you. The leaks sound like a bad thing, like one more leak and the whole ship could go down. But what if leaks were actually the only thing that kept our government honest? If Ed Snowden hadn't leaked, was the NSA going to admit to collecting and storing all of our emails and texts through metadata? And I want to point out the language. Notice we call it metadata when the government collects information on us, but it's a leak when we collect it on them. When we hear even a glimpse of the truth about the government, it's called a leak. So, are they leakers or whistleblowers? Government officials telling the truth about the government from the inside, that's called transparency. They should be protected under whistleblower law. I've been paying attention to the leaks, and I can't think of a single leak that I wish I didn't know about. You can go on Wikipedia and look at years of WikiLeaks, and I don't think a single one of them led to a single death from a government agent. Seth Rich. Most of them amounted to sauceless nothing burgers. Nothing to be seen here, no one sent to jail for treason, no special agents killed. We're going to take a step back and get a little perspective on what is important. Some of those memos were leaked, were confidential, but who really cares? At least Comey is, actually keeping Trump honest. That's easy for Trump. The honesty bar gets raised for Trump, he can easily jump over it. But I don't think that the Democrats are going to have such an easy time. So long that we are making special counsels and investigations, I think we should start one into Imran Awan.
We have very serious questions being raised following the arrest of Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman-Schultz IT staffer. Imran Awan is his name. Now, this staffer has been charged with bank fraud, was apprehended while trying to board a flight on his way to Pakistan after supposedly he had sent money over there. Debbie Wasserman-Schultz, she kept him on her payroll until he was arrested just 2 days ago. Why keep someone around who's suspected of putting government information at risk?
And Debbie Wasserman-Schultz.
Earlier this week, the Daily Caller reported that the FBI has seized 2 smashed, sound familiar, hard drives from this staffer's home. Fox News is reporting that Wasserman-Schultz is now starting to finally cooperate and will finally give investigators access to that laptop. And according to the Daily Caller, it was used by Imran Awan himself. Now, and it was found hidden in a congressional office building. This is all suspicious. Remember, she threatened the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police for holding evidence in this investigation. Watch this.
If a member loses equipment,
yes, ma'am,
and it is found by the Capitol Police or your staff, and it is identified as that member's equipment, and the member is not associated with any case, and that is their equipment, it is supposed to be returned, yes or no?
Depends on the circumstances. And if the circumstances
I don't understand how that's possible. Members' equipment is members' equipment. I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there would be consequences.
Did she really just want her equipment back, or was she trying to interfere with an investigation? Did she have something to hide? Now, it certainly sounds a lot like the latter. Former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, Newt Gingrich.
I mean, first of all, let's be clear. We're talking here about the woman who was the chair of the Democratic National Party. She's both a congresswoman, and she was the chair of the Democratic National Party. I mean, so this is a fairly important person in a fairly central position.
They have some questions that I think need to be answered in public trial. Americans need leakers, and Americans need leaker forgiveness. It doesn't matter where the leak comes from. It's what comes out of the leak and how bad it stinks. The same goes for Reality Winner. Cut that girl a fucking break. She thought she was blowing the whistle on a massive Russia election hacking story. She was trying to be a patriot. The Trumpers got offended that their guy was in jeopardy and sent her to jail. But this completely destroys their philosophical integrity when it comes to leakers. So the question is, should Snowden and Assange also be sent to jail? Some would say yes. Reality winner sets the precedent. We need to throw all whistleblowers in jail for treason. I think that we should be very thankful for Assange and thankful for Snowden for telling us the truth. Honesty is so rare in politics that it actually requires both honesty and bravery to keep the public informed. Leakers have proven our best hope for being an informed electorate. And leakers have also proven our best chance of knowing the truth about Hillary Clinton. Without WikiLeaks, how else would we find out that CNN gave Hillary Clinton the debate questions early? Was the fakest name in news going to come clean? I think not. Even at the heart of the Russia collusion narrative is a massive WikiLeak. Somebody told the truth about Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation bribes, which begs the question, how many of your actions as Secretary of State were actually favors for donors? Now, the last thing Hillary wants to do is answer questions about Uranium One. So she stirred up this big Russia fever narrative for the media and Sean Hannity to chase. And it worked for a while, for months. The Republicans in the Senate and the House sat on their hands while the judicial microscope was focused on Trump. Recently, though, due to fantastic reporting by Sean Hannity primarily, the ball was moved forward.
Why are Democrats always given a pass for obstruction? Even destroying evidence again and again. There's no evidence the Trump campaign did anything like this. They didn't delete 33,000 emails, they didn't destroy phones with hammers, and they didn't turn over devices without SIM cards. Remember, all of these things were under subpoena. It's exactly why we have now for weeks been calling out this stunning hypocrisy and demanding the proper investigations. Remember, Republicans have control over the committees. They could demand people be put under oath. It needs to be investigated. It's beyond troubling.
Well, I mean, what a pathetic situation when you have control of the Judiciary Committee in the House, control of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate, and you can't figure out how to say, these are real crimes. I'm forgetting to the bottom of Russian influence, but by the way, 95% of that's going to turn out to be the Clintons and the Democrats.
Republicans need to stop being lazy and start making special counsels for Hillary, Lynch, and Wasserman. Investigate those subpoenaed emails that got deleted, bleached, and then hard drives smashed so the data could never be recovered. What are they trying to hide? Bribes have already come out. I'm so curious what else they were trying to hide. But some people just don't want to know the truth. Like Rachel Maddow, for instance, does not want to know the truth. CNN does not want to know the truth about Hillary and Bill, that they took millions in bribes for favors while she ran the State Department. You will never hear Anderson Cooper ask Hillary about Uranium One and why the Uranium One executives paid $145 million to the Clinton Foundation. Democrats prefer ignorance when it comes to Hillary signing off on the biggest uranium sale to the Russian government in U.S. history. 20% of U.S. reserves sold to the Russian government. Dow Chemical gave Hillary millions so the Secretary of State would show them the love. We received all of this damning evidence through leaks. So keep the leaks coming. No one denies those were Hillary Clinton's emails, which implicates her in dozens of felonies. Everyone agrees she rigged the primary against Bernie. She got debate questions ahead of time. She's involved with Uranium One. All of this came out through the leaked emails. Knowing that information helps citizens make informed election decisions. And that's why we have Trump. Oh, wait. The Russians might have leaked those emails, so we shouldn't know about her pay-to-play. We shouldn't know about her toilet server, and we shouldn't know about her smashed Blackberries and hard drives. I forgot. The Russians told us that.
I think I'd be in trouble. If they subpoenaed my BlackBerry and iPhones and I smashed them with a hammer, a lot of them, I think I'd be in trouble. If I acid washed my computer with bleach pit, I think I'd be in trouble. If I made a deal and gave 20% of America's uranium and ends up people involved in the deal were kicked back $145 million to me, I think I'd be in trouble.
We definitely shouldn't know why she smashed those hard drives. That came out through the Russians. Here's the perfect analogy that clears everything up. And I want to give credit to Stefan Molyneux for blowing my mind with this one first. Bill and Hillary are that guy that's already been caught cheating on his girlfriend. She knows he's banging tons of girls on the side. She has gone through his phone. She's read his text. He's definitely hitting up a lot of girls all night, every night. Anyway, let's call this guy Billary. One day, Billary comes home and sees his girlfriend going through his phone. And what does he do? He runs across the room in a panic, grabs the phone out of her hand, chucks it across the wall, and starts smashing it with a hammer. And he says, "You never should have gone through my phone. Who gave you my password? Did the Russians give you my password?" This girl is too smart. I already know she's like, "I already went through your text, man. You're a man whore. Forget you. I'm voting for Trump." And now Billary is pissed that she found out the truth about him. And Billary's like, "Why'd you go through my phone? You and the Russians." It's just complete nonsense. And this girl comes back with like, no, your dead friend Seth Rich told WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks told us, so don't even come in here with that BS, Billary.
Did the Democrats, should we be investigating, as Senator Grassley suggesting, Ukraine and a meeting of a paid DNC operative and a political report that says that the Ukraine was trying to influence our elections for Hillary and that the information was being passed back to the DNC and to Hillary Clinton's campaign?
Well, first of all, I am a fact person. I haven't seen any facts that suggest that any information
Because you're
was
not
passed.
watching the show enough, and nor do you read Politico. You knew about the fact on my radio show today. Stop.
So, no, Senator Grassley should be investigating what we know is a Russian corruption of our election and has been found to be a pro-Trump and anti-Clinton.
You notice how he went right from Ukraine, Larry, to Russia? He doesn't take his own advice in some way. I want to go back to IT and Wasserman-Schultz and this IT guy.
Wow, Sean Hannity makes that guy look like a complete child at the adult table. If you have faith in cheating Hillary Clinton, then you are choosing the wrong team, sir.
With all due respect, Lanny, one of his best friends busting up BlackBerries with hammers, deleting emails, bleach bidding them, and everything else that she's done.
The deletion of the emails, which were under subpoena, is absolutely outrageous.
Blaming the Russians for telling the truth, the hashtag truth about Hillary Clinton, is just as inconsequential as looking through a cheater's texts. Like, come on, sweetheart. Come on, you know you shouldn't have gone through my texts. You know the Russians gave you my password. The Democrats still want to love Hillary. And it's because Billary is paying the bills. Well, with other people's money. But no matter how corrupt or bad Hillary acts, Democrats have to stick by Hillary because Democrats need handouts. They will listen to her lies so long as the handouts keep coming. Trump knows we can't afford those entitlement handouts, and so he tries to tell them Obamacare is failing, insurance costs are tripling in 8 years. They want to pretend Hillary hasn't been stuffed full of bribe money so their illusion of a friendly government isn't broken. Democrats rely on this friendly government illusion to educate their young, feed the poor, protect them from terrorists, so Democrats in the Obama-Hillary government is the best we've got. Donald Trump ran his campaign on draining the swamp, that is Washington, D.C., but the swamp remains plugged with very little leaking out. The reason is simple. If we prosecute the leakers, the swamp doesn't drain. If whistleblowers go to jail, the swamp will never drain. I am much more interested in arresting people who are covering up crimes than leaking them.
Finally, they're pushing for a probe into James Comey's handling of the Clinton server scandal. Joining us now from Washington, someone who has been briefed on the legislation, Freedom Caucus Chairman. Frankly, the only guys I trust in D.C. right now, the Freedom Caucus, Mark Meadows. All right.